Hare Krishna. Before we begin today's shlok, let us quickly do a revision of the previous shlokas, which will help us to understand today's shloka in a better manner. In the previous shlokas, Krishna gave the example of Janak Maharaj and himself to make us understand that to do the prescribed duties is utmost important. Krishna said in shlok number 20, Karmanev hi sansiddhim asthita janakadayah lok sangrah mevapi sampashyan kartum arhasi. Krishna says that self-realized souls like King Janak and many other kings did all their prescribed duties only to educate the people in general how to perform their work properly. Then in shlok number 22, Krishna says, Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta eva cha karmani. Here Krishna says, O Parth, there is no work prescribed for me within all the three planetary systems, nor am I in want of anything, nor have I need to obtain anything, but still I am engaged in work. So it is absolutely a must for each one of us to do our prescribed duties as self-realized persons like King Janak, who was the father of Mother Sita and the father-in-law of Lord Ram, and then Krishna himself, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, did their duties only to teach us the importance of doing work according to the scriptures. Now let us see what Krishna is going to teach us in today's shlok. Shlok number 26. Na buddhi bhedam janayeda ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yuktah samacharan. Na buddhi bhed janayet ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidwan yuktah samacharan. Word meanings: na, do not. Buddhi bhedam, disrupt the intelligence. Janayet, do. Ajnanam, of the foolish. Karm sanginam, attached to their fructive work. Joshayet, dovi-tailed. Sarva, all. Karmani, work. Vidwan, learned. Yuktah, all engaged. Samacharan, practicing. Now translation. Here Krishna is advising the wise people. The wise people means the intelligent people, the learned people. He says, let not the wise disrupt the minds of the ignorant who are attached to the fructive actions. They should not be encouraged to refrain from work, but to engage in work in the spirit of devotion. Krishna is advising all the learned people not to disrupt or disturb the minds of the ignorant people who are too much attached to the fructive actions. They should not be encouraged to refrain from work, meaning they should not be encouraged to leave their work, but they should be encouraged to engage in work in the spirit of Krishna devotion. Now let us understand from the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnavon ki jai. Prabhupada says that the conclusion of all the Vedas is Vedescha Sarver Aham Ev Vedyah. It means that all the yajna sacrifices and everything that is put into the Vedas, including all the directions for the material activities, they are all meant for understanding Krishna, who is the ultimate goal of life. But because the conditioned souls do not know anything beyond the sense gratification. So, they study the Vedas only to the extent of fulfilling their material needs. In the Vedas, specific yajna sacrifices are mentioned for pleasing the demigods, and in return, demigods also fulfill the desires of the people. Such people are called sakam karmi, or working with fructive desires, and these people are called ignorant people, as they do not have the knowledge of the ultimate goal of human life, which is to know Krishna. Prabhupada says that as these people are engaged in sense gratification activities by performing the yajna sacrifices, which are prescribed in the Vedas, so through sense regulation activities, gradually they will be elevated to Krishna consciousness. Now let's first try to understand what Prabhupada is saying. Prabhupada is saying that these people who have the desire to enjoy the material life, they are called ignorant people, as they think that enjoying in this temporary world is everything. And for acquiring all the material things, they perform yajna sacrifices according to the Vedas. Prabhupada says that these people are far better than those people who want to enjoy the material world without even offering it back to the demigods, who are the providers of rains and grains. So these people with sense regulation will become Krishna conscious in due course of time, as everything that is offered in the yajna sacrifices ultimately is aimed for the happiness of Lord Vishnu. Now coming to the present verse, Krishna has advised the learned people who are self-realized not to disturb and disrupt these ignorant people in their activities or understanding, but to guide them by their own example, how to offer the results of their activities in the service of Krishna. Now first let's understand the difference between an ignorant man and a self-realized man. An ignorant person is called ignorant because he thinks himself to be this body and has the desires to accumulate and enjoy this material world. And a self-realized person knows fully well that he is not his body and he is spirit soul, an eternal part and parcel of Krishna, and is the eternal servant of Krishna. And with this knowledge, this learned or self-realized person offers everything for the service of Krishna. For example, when a self-realized person works in any office or does any business, he utilizes the fruits of his work, that is, the money that he has earned, in Krishna Seva, like donating in the temples, then doing book distribution or organizing Harinam Sankirtan. Prabhupada says that it's the responsibility of the learned Krishna conscious persons to act in such a way that they can teach the ignorant persons who are working for sense gratification may gradually learn how to work and how to use the fruits of their work in Krishna conscious activities. The self-realized persons should never disturb or stop the ignorant person from doing his work, because if the ignorant person stops doing his work, that will become akarma, which means not doing one's prescribed duties, and that will be dangerous. It is called dangerous because this person stops doing his prescribed duties and he is not fit for the devotional service also. The devotional service can be done only with a pure heart, and the heart becomes pure when there is no desire for any sense gratification. The heart becomes pure only by following the procedure prescribed in the scriptures. And the procedure is to first do the sakam karma and then nishkam karma. And the final position is pure devotion. This procedure is meant for those people who have the desire to enjoy the worldly things. Sakam karma means having desire to enjoy the fruits of actions, but the actions are in accordance with Shastra. Nishkam karma is doing everything for the pleasure of Krishna and not having any desire to enjoy the fruits. And pure devotion is full-time engagement in the thoughts of Krishna. Now it can be listening to Krishna Katha or speaking about Krishna or chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra or attending Hare Krishna Sankirtan Yajna or doing book distribution or reading Bhagwat Gita, Bhagwatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, or making bhog for Krishna or decorating the deities with flowers and ornaments. Right now, I am speaking Bhagavad Gita and you are listening. This is also a part of pure Krishna devotion, speaking and listening about Krishna. All of this is pure devotion. To understand in simple words, Sakam Karma is the lowest in the ladder, and then Nishkam Karma is there. It is the middle rung, and Shuddha Bhakti or pure devotion is the highest rung in the ladder of devotion. In this verse, Krishna has advised the learned Krishna conscious person, the Nishkam persons, not to disturb the Sakam persons and rather set an example in front of them so that they may gradually become Nishkam, which means having no desires to enjoy and offering all the fruits of actions to Krishna. Here Prabhupada makes a very important point that in case the Krishna conscious persons notice slight inclination of Krishna Bhakti in any ignorant person, that is, if the ignorant person appreciates the actions of a Krishna conscious person, then this person can be straightaway engaged in direct Krishna conscious activities, and this person may not be engaged in any of the process mentioned in the Vedas, which make a person make gradual progress in Krishna Bhakti. But the most important point is only if the person shows slight interest in Krishna conscious activities, then he should be engaged in the direct Krishna Bhakti process. Otherwise, he should follow the normal process prescribed in the Vedas. This verse is extremely important from the point of preaching. The preachers need to be very careful in setting an example in front of the common people and at the same time engaging people in Krishna Bhakti activities, because practicing Krishna Bhakti and helping others to become Krishna Bhakt is the sole aim of human life. Now I am very sure that all of us have very nicely understood the meaning of this verse. Na buddhi bhedam janayed agyanam karma sangena joshayed sarva karmani vidwan yukta samachara, where Krishna is advising the learned Krishna conscious people not to disturb or disrupt the mind of the ignorant who are attached to the fruitive actions. They should not be encouraged to refrain from work. They should not be encouraged to leave their work, but they should be encouraged in work in the spirit of Krishna devotion. Now at the end of the video, let us quickly answer these questions to feel confident that we have properly understood the shloka. Question number 1. What is the difference between an ignorant person and a learned Krishna conscious person? Question number 2. What has Krishna advised to the learned Krishna conscious person and why? Question number 3. When can direct Krishna Bhakti be given to an ignorant person? I thank everyone for listening the Bhagavad Gita shloks so carefully and patiently. I thank Srila Prabhupada for making us understand the most secretive knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. Do write your answers, and in case you have any questions, do write in the comment box. I will surely try to answer with the blessings of Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnavo ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.